So look, you're probably learning to code at the moment. If you're following my channel, you're probably going through your courses, going through all your projects, making little side projects. But sometimes you really just need to take something from an idea into an app so that you can see how it feels, see how it looks. And because of that, I've actually been messing around with some vibe coding tools. And specifically, the one I've been using recently is YouWare. It's an awesome tool, and they've actually been kind enough to sponsor this video. And I want to show you how you can take your idea. If you're anything like me, you've got a million ideas that you want to create apps with all the time, to a working app right away so that you can mess around with it, play around with it. And so in this video, I'm going to show you what I've been doing with YouWare, with this vibe coding app. We're going to build a couple of things and just see how fun it actually is. So now I really want to show you how quickly it is to take your ideas to an app. So here we go. Let's just create an app. So create me a JavaScript quiz app to help me learn JavaScript. After every, I don't know, we'll say every 3 questions, I want to play Space Invaders. After every 3 questions, give me a break. Give me a 30-second break. And I want to play Space Invaders during that time. Okay, let's see what it creates. So I've just asked it to create me a JavaScript app to help me with learning JavaScript a bit better, because I am trying to improve my JavaScript skills. And then it's also going to let me play a game as a little reward after my 3 questions, and it's going to let me play Space Invaders, which is pretty cool. And so obviously you're probably thinking, well, this is kind of cheating, right? You're not coding, you're just doing this vibe coding. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter, because there are the fundamentals that you have to learn as a programmer. Yes, of course. And those fundamentals, they do play a major part, especially when it comes to vibe coding, because you know how to provide context, you know how to provide the technology that you want to use, you know how to provide, specific functionalities because you're a developer. Vibe coding is it's just a way for you to have a little bit of fun, to take some of those ideas that you've been thinking about for a while you've got other side projects on, and you're just like, I want to see what it looks like. I just want to play with this app. I want to see what it feels like. And it gives you that opportunity to do it. So you can create pretty much double the amount of side projects that you've got on the go. And then if you want to publish them, you also have that opportunity as well within YouWare. You can publish all of your projects right up here. And we'll go through some of that a little bit later. It just allows you to have some fun, but the most important thing is you can take some of those ideas that you're thinking about and put them into action, see what they feel like, and mess around with it. You can also download the code as well, and you can mess around with that as well. All right, cool. It's created my little JavaScript application. So what is JavaScript? It's giving me some questions. Markup language, programming language, database management, server. So obviously it's a programming language. Next question. Which of the following is not a JavaScript data type? String, Boolean, float, object. Pretty sure float is not a JavaScript data type. What does DOM stand for in JavaScript? Document object model, display object management, document order management. That's document object model. Next question. And look at this. How cool is this? I get to play Space Invaders after I finish 3 questions of learning JavaScript. And I mean, this is this is just so cool, because actually because now I am way more engaged in my learning, because I'm playing Space Invaders while also doing some cool JavaScript training, which, I think this is what is making this app really fun for me, is that you can use it, you can build tools that can help you with what you're trying to achieve at the moment. If you're trying to learn to code, you can build a quiz app. Even if you've got an idea for, I don't know, like an app or a business that you want to create and you want to launch it on the web, it's a great place to start. And you can see as well here, if you come to the top here, if you upgrade your plan, you can download the code and you can play with it. So you can create like a dark theme for this, and you can create, animations, you can mess around with the CSS, you can do whatever you want. And so I think that's what's really cool about it, is that you can see it, obviously in the browser, you can download the code and you can mess around with it a little bit more. All right, so let's create something else, because that was pretty fun. So the next thing I want to create is, let's say I want to get into marketing and I want to create an e-commerce brand. So make me a t-shirt e-commerce website, and the t-shirts will be, and the theme is, let's say a Velociraptor. I think that's how you spell raptor. Velociraptor. Might have got that wrong. So Velociraptor, there we go. Velociraptors are definitely one of my favorite dinosaurs. And so, yeah, it's just gonna spin this up really, really quickly. And you know, this is an idea that you might have been thinking about for a while. This is something that you wanted to come to life. Maybe you've been thinking about a business that you want to create with a few friends, and you're just like, you know, you want to get something up and running. You want to get a template just to look at so you can share it with other people and say, you know, this is where we're going. This is what I'm sort of thinking about designing. It's a perfect opportunity. And then, like I said, if you want to deploy it with this website, you can as well. There is full backend functionality. So it's just a great opportunity for you to mess around. Like I said, I keep saying it, get those ideas out. You're not cheating or anything like that, because if you want to create something, you are going to have to deploy it. And then if you deploy it, you are going to have to know a little bit of code in the back end. If you know, you are the sole developer on this project, but if not, it doesn't really matter anyway. If you're brand new to development and you want to mess around with some web apps, you want to build some really cool tools, you want to build some really cool games, you can mess around with it and have these as kind of, you know, in your portfolio or in your profile on YouWare, and you can come and you can play with them, you can mess around with them. I mean, I can probably sit here and create like 10 different side projects and add them all to my GitHub repo. You can also fork other projects on YouWare from other people. So yeah, there's just so much possibility, and you can just have some fun while you're learning to code as well, or even while you're trying to build something. If you want to build a business, or if you want to build a website, you want to build an application, whatever it is, you can have some fun along the way. Okay, and so here is my website. Now the images haven't loaded just yet, so I might just actually say, because you can come in here and you can give it further prompts. Can you add images, or can you add an image to the header of my site, and provide some mock-up images for Raptor t-shirts. Let's see what it does here. But how cool is that? Unleash your inner predator. A Velociraptor themed t-shirts bring prehistoric style to your modern wardrobe. I love that it's even given it the name as well, Raptor Wear. And there's different pages that you can click on: home, products, about, contact. You can maximize the screen as well. And you can also sort of see what it looks like on mobile too. It does create responsive designs for you, which is like so cool as well. So that's pretty sweet. But like, it's added these Velociraptors to these pictures here, which is pretty cool. It's great for inspiration. You can download the code for this. You can add some of your own Velociraptors to your t-shirts, but like just to whip something up in a matter of seconds, I mean, that's so cool. Some of these Velociraptors are so funny. Look at this one on the motorbike, that's awesome. Actually, there's another thing that I wanted to talk about, and that is if you wanted to add different things to the prompt, you can just add images through here, the plus icon, or you can work with an MCP tool and basically, you know, grab the token from Figma, from Notion, from GitHub, go to YouTube, you know, search videos or caption anything for inspiration, and you can transfer all those files across, and YouWare will analyze that data and it will just create mockups for you. You know, you can get these websites up and running in seconds. And I just think that's really cool. So I just wanted to mention that as well. Now you do have to keep in mind that obviously you do need to provide context for the kind of projects that you want to build. YouWare obviously uses AI to generate these websites for you. But I think as developers, the great thing is that you understand that you need to provide context. You need to provide the right level of information so that you get the best output. You know, with my previous example, I probably could have been a little bit more detailed, you know, about the header, exactly what I wanted. So those are the things that I think that really helps, especially as a developer, that you know the names of different parts of what a website is, you know, the different sections, and you can tell it what you want. That's why I think this program is particularly good for developers, because you can go in, you can create amazing looking website, and you know how to do it because you're able to provide that context, because you know the process of doing it. So still, you know, keep learning to code, keep programming, but if you want to whip up these ideas, you know exactly the kind of context that you need to provide. It does take care of a lot of the back-end DevOps stuff as well, you know, like your hosting, like your SSL, like your domain. So you can pretty much do it all within YouWare. So if we go back to my JavaScript project, for example, all you have to do is you press publish, and it basically will publish it onto its own URL for you, and you can share that with friends and family and whoever you want to share it with. So I think that's pretty cool. And there you go, as soon as it publishes, you get a nice little URL, and you can share this with other people, which is awesome. And also, if you come back to the homepage, you can see a whole bunch of other projects that people are building. You know, a lot of different personal websites, birthday greeting cards by the look of it, 3D space room, that looks pretty cool. Let's have a look at what that is. You can just kind of take inspiration from this stuff and build your own things. Look at that. You can basically move around an entire room and it's all 3D. That's pretty sweet. You know, that is pretty awesome. So it's just endless, obviously, with the amount of things that you can do in YouWare. Productivity tool as well. You can build your own productivity tools, which I think is really cool. And so yeah, anyway, that is YouWare in a nutshell. Awesome vibe coding tool. Have some fun with vibe coding. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're trying to build some projects on the side, you want to take some ideas, you know, put them to creation. And then if you want to launch the thing as well, you can do it all within YouWare. Anyway, I think that'll pretty much do it for this video. Thank you, YouWare, again for sponsoring it. It's a great tool. I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to keep building projects with it. I recommend you try it. There's a link in the description. And yeah, that's it for now, guys. I'll see you in the next one.